Welcome back, everyone, to What Your Bartender Really Thinks with your host, Kelly Bowman. Today's a very exciting episode, yet another very exciting episode. I'm here with my good friend, Ashley LeBear. How you doing, Ashley?
I am great. Thank you for having me, Kelly. I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. So this is cool because this is going to be a cool episode because Ashley has been in the service we were talking about earlier for 12 years?
12 years.
12 years, all right. Well, excuse me. That being said, let's get right into it. We're just going to start from the beginning. We just answered this question, but let's get a little bit more specific about it. How long have you been in the industry? Maybe where you started?
Yeah, so I started when I was 14, which was definitely not legal at the time.
Where are you from?
Florida, St. Augustine, Florida. So my brother worked for a very popular breakfast chain, we'll just put it that way. And I really wanted a job. I had my own car at the time, which also was not legal. But I just really wanted to start working. And so he finagled some paperwork, and his wife also worked there. And I was hosting at the ripe age of 14, but 15 on paper. So,
oh man.
Yeah, and I started working there. I moved up rather quickly. I really wanted to be a server rather than a host. Being a host, you really get the worst end of everything.
Yeah.
And I
agree with that. All I did was host when I first started. I hosted for 4 years.
It's awful.
It's really bad. And you don't make that much money.
No, not at all. I think at the time I was making $7.50 an hour. Yeah, this was...
Did you get tips or not?
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was... I don't even know if I was getting paychecks or if it was under the table, if we're being completely honest.
Jesus Christ.
It was a very Florida thing to be doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of my worst times were at that restaurant. If we're gonna be completely honest.
Yeah.
I never wanted to work for a corporation after that place.
Yeah, I could only imagine, I've only worked for, non-corporation restaurants. I feel like it's everything that's bad about the industry, plus corporations involved. So it's adds that whole level of badness.
Oh yeah, it's just completely awful because you have to follow things by this their policies and stuff like that, and they just don't really care about the employees because there's just so many chains of this place that, okay, well, we can just get a new one of you in an hour if we wanted to.
Extremely replaceable.
Yeah,
you feel.
exactly.
I can only imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you work for a tinier place, they care. Some of them care about you more than a corporate would. So,
right.
Never again.
Goodness gracious. So, why did you decide to start bartending, serving?
Yeah. I come from a long line of people that have worked in restaurants industry, and always hospitality. My mom owned her own cleaning business, and now her and my dad run a really popular bed and breakfast down in St. Augustine.
Really?
Yeah.
That is so cool.
It's beautiful, and they're just my big inspirations with everything in life. And my sister used to run multiple seafood restaurants down in Jacksonville, and then my brother, obviously, he's a regional manager now for this corporation down in Florida, and he's absolutely crushing it. And it's in my blood, and my passion is caring for people. So anything I can do to get paid and also do that, why not? And that's what I thought when I was younger, that this was going to be so easy and I was going to have a good time. And
oh my God.
Oh yeah. And it just really said, nope.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But obviously there's still something really beautiful about it, I think. I've met some of the greatest people through jobs and having, excuse me, and having regulars And also you learn a lot about yourself,
Yes.
a lot, and a lot about what you can handle, and how it's just a big eye opener to how people really act. Like seeing people in restaurants get mad, and you're just like, oh my God. But then there's, you turn around and you have that great staff with you, and it just makes you it's like, okay, that's fine. Like this bad day wasn't that bad because I was working with my best friend the whole shift.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, I just got started in it just because, I really care about people and I really want to have those experiences. And also the money is
Oh my God.
kind of amazing.
What's the most you've ever made in one night?
Oh my God. Okay. So I used to work for this really big restaurant down in St. Augustine, and it's like on the main strip. It's on St. George Street, and huge. I think about that place every single day, and I love everybody there so much. It was right after COVID, and in Florida, COVID was closed, or Florida was closed for like 2 weeks, and then they were like, boom, open up, back up. No face mask needed. Like COVID's not a thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they just didn't care. So when I think my second shift back, it was a double, and a lot of people couldn't come back because, their families and things like that, they were sick and they had people that at home that they had to take care of. So I was like one of few, I think there was 3 of us when usually we have like 8 servers on.
You what?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So it's a huge floor then.
Huge, ginormous.
Yeah.
And I think I made $1,200 on a double.
On a double. Okay.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh.
That's rent. That is literally rent.
Yeah. And at the time I lived at my parents' house. So I was like,
Oh.
this is amazing.
Yeah.
Like it was, and I mean, like my boyfriend, Jonathan, he used to bar back there, and he would walk out with almost as much as me sometimes, like a couple $100, because the bartenders just made so much money there.
Yeah.
They would just be like, here you go, like here's $100 bill, and like just hand stuff out, and like
Yo.
it was absolutely insane.
That is insane.
Ugh, I miss that so much.
Yeah. That's something that we were talking about earlier. Like one of the main reasons that I started was obviously like for money. Like in high school, it's like an easy kind of job to get. And so yeah, and the money, like that's all I cared about. That's all that paycheck that came in every couple weeks. I'm like, this is the reason why I'm doing this. This is the reason why I come in here every day after school and work until 9-10 at night so I can have this money.
Yep.
So yeah, that's definitely. But then another thing that we were talking about earlier is the people.
Yeah.
The people that you meet are really just some of the best people that you will probably ever meet in your entire life.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
like dying over here. Sorry. Jesus. Excuse me.
Oh my gosh. I've been here for like 2 years now, and I still miss my old coworkers every day. And I still talk to my old manager almost every day. I try to like keep in contact with them, and and the regulars too. I mean, the regulars ended up becoming my best friends because, I mean, how could you not? Like these people are, and that's especially here, like you rely on your regulars.
Right.
It's so tiny of a town, and where I'm from, it's high tourist, so like in and out. But here, it's like you rely on those locals, and then you get to know these people, and they're really, really fucking cool people. And listening to the stories and stuff, and I always say being a bartender, you're also a therapist. So you just find out about people so quickly, and like, how can you not love that? Like, at least the good ones.
Yes, only the good ones.
Only the good ones.
Only the good ones, which brings me to my next question. What's one of the worst experiences you've ever had while working in the industry?
Oh my God. There's so many. There's a few. There's one story that stuck with me for the rest of my life, and it wasn't even like a customer that did it to me. It was my own brother, so this makes it worse.
Oh, jeez.
But it wasn't even that bad. It was just, people don't realize that words still stick with you forever.
Yeah.
And I was 14, hosting,
just
being the best I could possibly be with what I was given. And it was a very, very busy Saturday morning, as being at a breakfast place. It was slammed. So his wife, my lovely sister-in-law, was a server. And she had a full section, so I didn't sit her. She had a full section, so I didn't sit her. I skipped over her, as any other hostess would.
I would.
Okay.
If her section is full, why would you?
Why would you sit her?
No.
Where would you put the people for her?
Yeah.
She came to me telling me that I was awful and that what I did was completely wrong and that I could have sat that table in somebody else's section and given it to her. And right then, I immediately started crying. I'm like,
Yeah.
What?
No,
What was going to happen? So then my brother calls me into his office. And, I'm 14 and my brother we're 15 years apart. So, he is a grown man.
Yeah.
And I look up to my brother.
Right.
And he told me, he was like, you're taking the food out of my kid's mouth. Like, how fucking dare you? And, they just had a baby. And I remember just feeling so small and just helpless. And I felt like the world was crashing around me because, in a restaurant, when, things are hitting the fan, you feel like it's never going to end.
Yes.
And that's just what it felt like. And I just remember being so incredibly sad that I disappointed my brother like that. And, I am 27 years old and that still sticks with me to this day. I think about it daily, and it was something so small and I'm sure they don't even remember, but I remember it.
Yeah.
I remember how it made me feel.
Yeah.
And right then and there it was I saw the ugly side of working in restaurants and I was like, if my brother can speak to me like this.
Your own brother.
Yeah, then hopefully he doesn't listen to this. But I love you so much.
Your own brother.
Yeah, how could
God.
you? How dare you? But I went home and I pulled the little baby sister card and I told my parents and I was like,
Did he get in trouble?
yes, he did.
Good.
And yeah, he called me and apologized. And, honestly, let's be real. They were probably going to tip her $5. So it's
especially at corporations like that.
Yeah.
If it's the one that I'm thinking of, you're not making just because you have a lot of people coming in, you're probably making as much as we do.
Yeah.
Serving a place at the place that we work at now.
Yeah.
So, wow, your own brother,
My own
man.
brother. But then there's I've had multiple encounters with men, just obviously nasty, touching, groping, harassment. I probably have every different type of story for that. I have literally have had a sergeant, a literal sergeant in my town scream in my face because he didn't know how to do math. And I told him, this was when I was 21, 22. I was 23 actually. I was a grown ass woman. And they had me up front because I would protect all the little hostesses because I was not going to allow somebody to yell at an 18-year-old girl like that.
I'm sorry to...
No, you're good.
Why are you, as a grown man, I think I probably have talked about this on an episode before, why the fuck are you, as a grown man, yelling at a 16 or 17 or 18-year-old girl about when you're going to get sat?
Oh my God. My favorite, I'm very good at keeping calm in those situations. And my favorite comeback is I hope you don't talk to your wife like this. And does that make you feel better? Mm-hmm. I hope whatever you're going through, is you get better from it because wow, that was just so uncalled for and very rude. And it makes them 10 times more mad being like that because they're Rawr!
Yeah.
And, but yeah, this fucking guy, I think we had 50, I remember this. We had 54 people on the list.
Holy shit, man.
We were on a 3-hour wait, which is normal for us. We would end up closing the wait time because it exceeded our kitchen time. So by the time I would get you sat, our kitchen would be closed and we were a hard stop at 10 o'clock. We didn't give a shit about your feelings. Nope, closing the kitchen at 10. Sorry about it.
Good.
And we had 7 tables just got cleaned off, and he came up, barged up to my hostess and started screaming at her because why are all these open tables available? One
of my favorite, by the way.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, you just walked in 5 minutes ago, and I can see that because that's when I put your time down on the computer. And if I sat you, like, you still would have to wait. And he just, like, could not wrap his head around that. So I literally grabbed him by his hand like a little girl, and I brought him to the computer, and I said, so if you subtract 7 from 54, how many is that? And I was like, see, you would still have to wait a significant amount of time because there are 53 people ahead of you, sir. Like, and he about lost his goddamn mind and left. And that's what I wanted to happen.
Good riddance.
Like, it's not excusable to ever speak to somebody like that.
Oh no,
like,
100%.
Especially somebody who's tiny and is getting paid less than $10 an hour to be there. And on Saturday night, like, I have so many other things better to do with my time. I am just simply trying to make sure you get sat and fed, and you're fucking making it a nightmare.
Literal nightmare. A literal nightmare. You wouldn't believe how angry some of these motherfuckers get because they're like babies. They are like literal babies. They will not stop screaming and crying until you seat them or feed them or drink them. Like,
literally. And it's like, it's wild because, like, McDonald's is right down the road.
Yeah.
Like, literally, if you're that hungry and if you want to be here that bad, like, you should have planned better. Like,
100%.
I can't, like, I'm not responsible for how you, like, your poor planning and how your feelings. Like, I'm sorry. I have a restaurant to run. Like,
we know.
And that was one of the best things about working at my last job before I moved to Virginia. It was a very their tolerance to the bullshit with customers, like, they didn't give a shit. It wasn't customers are always right or customers are first. Like, no, my employees are first. Like, these are the people that I care about.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't mean that there wasn't bad times still, like,
because people are going to be people.
Yeah, always. And there's, working in restaurants is just so high stress, like, and I get it. Like, people will get frustrated with each other and we take it out on each other, but at the end of the day, as long as you just care about me as a fucking human being, like, I'm going to give you the same respect back. But they were very, if somebody got inappropriate, a customer got inappropriate, if a customer yelled at like, nope, you're gone. You're kicked out. There's 1,000 more of you that are waiting to get in. You, like, losing business from you is not going to hurt me any. I want to make sure that my employees are taken care of, and that's the number one thing.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I feel like the place, and I don't know if you probably have worked in other places that don't take that as seriously. Mm-hmm. I feel like maybe the place that we work at right now, Peace and Love, but they might actually care about the customer more, which when you start caring about the customer more, and when you start trying to be like the customer's always right, that original saying was like for something completely different than what people like, fun fact, than what people like twisted it into. So,
and if you don't take care of your employees and if you have this mentality of like, okay, well, you're replaceable, newsflash, like, you're not gonna keep a staff.
No.
And
because people will talk.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in a town like this. Like, you will bring down your own restaurant. And I always say, like, bad ownership and bad management. I always say that ownership and bad management is going to be the number one reason why your restaurant closes, not because of your employees. Mm-hmm. Because it's your responsibility to keep those employees happy. And if you can't do that and you're having an insane amount of turnover rate with your employees, then, like, the problem is internally. Like, not everybody else. Like, that's a you issue. Like, you need to adjust yourself to fit these people, or you will just never keep a staff, and then you're going to go under.
Yep.
As 100%. You should.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 100%. It's like teachers who are really bad at teaching, and then when everyone fails the test, it's like, you guys should have studied harder. What's wrong with you? And then it's like, well, you didn't teach us, so I don't know what you want from me.
Literally. Do you have water?
I do. We're coughing up a storm.
Oh my God.
These damn allergies.
Speaking of not caring for your employees, I was So I don't give a shit about this place. So Salt Life Food Shack was the place that I worked at. And if you ever seen the stickers, Salt Life, those lovely stickers.
Oh.
Yeah.
You worked for Salt Life.
Yes.
Is it a restaurant?
They had a restaurant. I don't think it was the same owners, obviously. It was just like they picked off of the franchise. Mm-hmm. My goodness gracious. And it was right on the beach, and they made the female employees wear jean skirts.
Oh, while you're working?
While we're working.
Oh.
Half of it. Anyways, so we had to wear jean skirts, and half of it was outside, so it was hot and sweaty and gross.
Sticky.
Very sticky. And we had this guy that would come in and just grab the girls' asses. And whenever.
Like straight up?
Just wham.
No.
Handful. Just
No.
a nice chunk. And
Oh my God, dude.
older man. And whenever we would turn around, he would immediately just give us $100. And I was like, thankfully it never happened to me because that guy would have been put in the hospital.
Punched, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
like,
100%. I won't even look.
I would have went to jail for
Yeah.
it. Like, there's no way. Like, but it was kind of like a joke because we were like, $100. Like, which, at that, like, I don't know. But the jean skirts, and after the time, the jean skirts were not trendy. I had to, like, really search to find a jean skirt to wear to this damn job.
Right. What? Oh my God, I can't even. Like, did you have to wear non-slips too?
Yeah, non-slips, and there was stairs. So
why did you have to wear jean skirts?
Because it was like they thought it was like a whole beach vibe thing, which like it was not. It was like a Dude and Betty's type thing, and it was stupid.
What the fuck?
It didn't even make any fucking sense. But when we brought this up in a shift meeting, I didn't know the owner was sitting next to me. I had no idea who the fuck this guy was. And we were trying to address the issue, and we were getting dismissed immediately. There was no proof. The cameras aren't working. Well, how would we know? This could just be like cover up for you not to wear jean skirts.
Well, even if like this wasn't happening, if the ass grabbing wasn't happening, there's no reason why you need to be wearing jean skirts. You would have been completely validated.
Yes.
And not wanting to wear them.
Exactly. And we didn't even have the option to wear shorts, by the way. Like, it wasn't even, it was jeans, which also was just awful, like, for people who were, like, transitioning and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To expect somebody to be comfortable. So I opened my big fat mouth, and I literally said exactly that. I was like, even besides this guy, like, sexually assaulting.
Literally.
All of my employees. How the fuck do you expect anybody to work in jean skirts? And I was like, it's not fair. Guys get to wear shorts and pants. Why the fuck aren't you making them wear it then?
Yeah.
How about you put your managers in a jean skirt and have them walk around and see how they like it? And the owner was sitting right next to me, thankfully, though. And I called his ass out really quickly. I was like, well, then I want to speak to the owner because, like, this is just unreal. And it's unreal that we're being dismissed, like, with sexual harassment.
Yeah.
And he didn't speak up at all.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And the next day, we got an email saying that we were allowed to wear shorts.
Thank God. Where's my applause button? That's not it. Never mind.
But yeah, like, it was just outrageous. And then by the way, they still never kicked that guy out. And I think, like, finally when they did, it was when one of my employees got handed $50 instead of $100.
Oh.
And she was like, well, this is just fucking unacceptable.
Literally.
And then she had to do the kicking out because the managers would still not kick him out. So,
Wow.
yeah, it was a really fun time. He never came back. Like, what a cheap ass.
No,
too.
literally. Like, and also, oh my God, just walking into an establishment, like, it's a strip club or something. Like, we're not. Oh my God,
Yeah,
bro.
like,
What's wrong with
It's a fucking family
men?
restaurant, dude. How long do we have?
Dude, I do, and like, especially, oh my God, why is it? I mean, I guess alcohol and like I guess alcoholics don't mix, don't they? I literally, so one time I was a little host and I was sitting at the bar after my shift, and I was like 17 at the time, but I worked there, so they didn't mind that I sat at the bar. I was just eating my food or whatever. And it was later at night, and some dude in a business suit comes up to me and he's like, "What do you want to drink?" And I was like,
Immediately, no.
I'm not. He's like, "Do you want a screwdriver?" And I was like,
Ew, for
what?
one.
I was like, and so I guess he ended up ordering a drink for me. But then the bartender that I was working with that night was like, he tried to hand it to me, and she like grabbed it from him and was like, "No,
Oh my
she's
God.
16 or 17. Like, that's not happening." It was really
Hell yeah.
weird, and like that dude was really weird, and I was really glad she was standing right there
Yes.
because I wouldn't have known what to say. I mean, obviously I wouldn't have drank it because that would have
Yeah.
been illegal.
Yeah.
But I just like, why put young girls? I didn't look 21. I mean, at least I don't think that.
knew.
You think he knew? Yeah, no.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
guys are sleazy, or not all, but some. And they know what the fuck they're doing, like, and they get away with it.
Literally.
That's why they continue to do it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, these assholes so prevalent. So it's so prevalent in this industry.
So I work at a bourbon bar, right? Just a quick
Popular bourbon bar downtown.
popular bourbon bar downtown. So I'm a bartender. So you would think I know how to handle bourbon. I had a guy sit at the bar, and he told me and he told my other bartender, "Did you know that there is 4 ways to drink bourbon?" And I was just like, "Oh, this fucking
Here we go.
guy." On the rocks, with a big cube, neat, or in a cocktail. Now, mind you, my bartender has been bartending for a very long time. It was just one of those prime examples of like, fucking guy, this man just thinks he knows everything. And while my bartender is standing in front of over 200 different types of bourbons.
Literally.
And it's just like, no shit, bud.
Is this our sommelier?
I think she just walked away because like, what do you even...
No, you don't.
It's
'Cause
almost like-
idiotic.
yeah,
what do
it's
you
like-
think I'm doing here? You're explaining my job to me right now.
Did you know that you can put ice cubes in water and drink it? Like, no shit. Wow.
Oh my god, dude. I hate people, and that's another reason why I'm leaving the industry. I used to like people. Like, I used to be in general, like not, think the worst of people. And now, after being in this industry for as long as I've been in it, I feel like I only see the bad now. I'm like, I don't want to.
You see an awful side of people.
The worst side, the absolute worst side of people.
It's sad. It's honestly really sad.
It's extremely sad. So kind of moving on off of that, what kind of things? Well, actually, no. Let's talk about the good stuff real quick. Let's
Yeah.
talk about the good side of things real quick.
Yeah.
What is the best experience you've had in the industry, whether it be guests or coworkers or anything? Anything.
I remember one time, it was right after my aunt died. It was a very tragic event. My aunt is my mom's twin. And, oof, yeah.
Dude.
And
I'm sorry.
she lived with me for like, at the time I was 22, for like 22 years.
Wow.
So she was like my mom.
Right.
And so when it happened, I was absolutely fucking devastated. I couldn't go to work. I couldn't eat, couldn't drink, like naturally, like anybody would do if they're grieving. I finally forced myself to get up to go to work one shift at fucking Salt Life. Had to put on a jean skirt and a smile and not think about it. And I had a regular come in and obviously could tell that I was clearly upset and was asking like very weird questions. And I almost was like, damn, like, am I about to get like, is my regular getting weird? Like, this is awful. And I got really sad. And then he was just like asking me like, where did I live? And like, how much rent was there? And blah, blah, blah. And I was like, why are all these questions? He paid for 4 months of my rent. And yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and what was best about it, because taxation is theft, so he didn't put it on the tip. Taxation is theft. He like he put it so like, and I was very thankful he did it this way, because I would have completely lost my goddamn mind. So if he didn't like put it as a credit card tip, he gave it to my manager in an envelope and a really nice note. It was the next day, not on my shift. And he tipped me $150 that day on a $12 tab. So that was really nice, yeah. And then the next day came in and did that, and it was just, yeah, that was just fucking incredible.
That's amazing, dude. 4 months of rent, eh?
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, I mean, and then I like eventually left that place and never saw him again. And I honestly couldn't even remember his name if I tried. Yeah. And that's just like what's so beautiful about it, is like this guy just, it was just another day for him, and it was a horrible, horrible day for me.
Yeah.
And it, yeah, I've had a couple people do that. At this one table at my old job, I was being the worst server ever, and I knew it. And you know, you have those days when you're just like, I could not be any better.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just
could not be bothered.
Yeah, I just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Didn't care. I messed up their order like 3 times. And I was just like, look, I said I've been doing this for a long time, never said I was great. And I just knew it, and I just didn't care. And it was around Christmas time, and this couple was like really quiet, and I was like, fuck, they know I'm the worst. Like, we're all emotional agreement right now. I'm just ruining the time. And their tab was like $85, something like that. And I was fully expecting them to not tip me at all. I was ready for it. I was like, I'm just gonna take one for the team.
Yep.
Tipped me $300.
What?
$300. Wrote a really beautiful note saying, I hope whatever you're going through gets better. Hope this helps stress with the holidays.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, what? I'm an asshole. like these people. Oh my man. Gosh. And I cried really hard in the walk-in that day. As one does.
As one does. As we all have. Oh my God, man. See, it's just people like that that really make every other bad part of the industry worth it. Mm-hmm. And, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Did I ever tell you about the time I passed 13 kidney stones during a shift?
Oh, I've heard a little bit of this story. I don't. Let's hear this one. Oh my God.
Okay. So this was at my, so background, I have a lot of chronic illnesses. So I'm constantly sick. We all know this. This is just me as a human being. At the time I was undiagnosed with a lot of things, and I had a crippling drug addiction, which of course comes with the industry. It's like one of the awful things about the service industry is like drug use is normal.
Yeah.
So I was constantly drinking, doing drugs, and not taking care of my body. I never had a kidney stone in my life. Was working at Double, and I was hosting, covering for somebody's shift, of course. And we just felt a lot of pain. And I was like, this is not good. Like I thought I had like a UTI or something.
Oh.
And I went to the bathroom, and a crystal the size of my pinky.
No. Oh no.
My pinky nail like popped out, and I texted my manager, and I was like, because she was a woman, and I trusted her, and I was like, can you please get in here?
Yeah.
What is this? And she looked at it, and she's like, oh, that's a kidney stone. I was like, oh my God, can I go home?
Yeah.
And was told no. And I passed 13 of them during that shift, and I couldn't even stand. And she told me, that's fine. Just at least assist the other hostess.
That is evil.
Told me not to move from that area. Just stand there. Bless you.
Thank you.
But
Evil, straight up evil.
fuck, in which I love her. So it was like, why are you being like this?
Oh my
like we were
God.
close. And
Oh, you should have just left.
Yeah, I really should have. But of course, I was like, if I leave, everything will burn to the ground. So like, which no, it wouldn't have. Like they would have been fine.
Yeah. It might have been bad for like 30 minutes, and then it would have been fine.
Yeah, exactly. Or I would have gotten fired, which honestly probably would have been better.
Is this that salt?
No, this is at my favorite restaurant that I worked at. Yeah, so like,
Why did she do that to you?
I think at the time nobody believed me with my health issues
Oh my God,
because
dude.
all of my health issues are invisible to people, but they're
Right.
real to me.
Yeah.
And I was going through diagnoses and people just couldn't comprehend that somebody at my age was in like dealing with that many health issues. So it just honestly, yeah, like it all sounded fake. Because like, why is this happening? But I just think that she just didn't believe me at the time, and of course she got proved wrong rather quickly. But love her. But yeah, I just thought of that one too. So the lovely nightmares of working in a fucking restaurant.
That's awful. 13 kidney stones. Jesus fucking Christ.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna start wrapping up here. So to kind of wrap things up and get things over with, what kind of things do you think could be done to improve this industry?
I think there needs to be hard lines drawn when it comes to how higher ups treat their employees. And I mean that even like on just manager treating their shift employees. No tolerance for like, you should not be making your employees cry on a regular basis.
No.
There's no reason for it. Like I said, words stick with you. And working at a restaurant, I feel like your nervous system is constantly in a fight or flight mode. Like, so why are we adding on extra stress? So there just needs to be a no tolerance for that shit. It's 2022, my guy. Like, we should not be doing this anymore. And the minimum wage needs to be raised drastically. What do we make? $2 an hour?
$2.13. Holy. How's that legal?
Exactly.
How is that legal?
Yep.
My
And then,
friend?
like I said, they tax your credit card tips.
Taxation
So-
is theft.
Yes. So sometimes if somebody doesn't tip you well, you're paying for them to be there because your tax is like taken out of your tips and it exceeds that. You literally just paid because then you pay the credit card swipe fee. Some places charge their servers. That's like they get that taken out of their check. So it's like, I hope you enjoyed your experience on me tonight.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's, honestly, I could go on and on about what needs to be fixed in the service industry, but I think those main two are very, like pay people a livable wage. People will have incentives to work. People will probably be in a better fucking mood during their shift. And
oh my God, service would probably, like quality of service would probably shoot up super fast if we all were paid.
Because, like, that's what you think is, like, you get yelled at by a 45-year-old man, and then you turn around and you're like, I don't get paid for this.
No.
Like, I don't get paid to be your punching bag or your therapist. I get paid $2 an hour, dude. So, yeah, raising that would be phenomenal, but I don't think that was ever going to happen.
No.
There is some restaurants, though, they do pay their, like, employees a like livable wage, and they always say like, don't tip, and it's like, I'm tipping you.
Yeah.
Like, no,
I'm leaving you money.
Yeah, like take it.
Not gonna say no phone answer.
Yeah, literally.
Going back to your managers treating their employees better, we had one specific person that used to work at this place that we work at now. I think Ashley might know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, you know. I would literally be afraid to walk into the kitchen.
Isn't that awful?
Why am I why am I so goddamn stressed out about interacting with this person that I can't even go into an area of the restaurant that servers and people that work in the restaurant need to frequent quite often, actually? Why am I...
Exactly. And
that's not right.
He's a male in the kitchen.
Yep.
So it's normal, right? And we just have to take it. But if that was us, and then we would be sit down to and talk to, because we had an attitude problem, which is fucking absurd to me. One time I told him that he was too short to have a high horse.
That's fucking amazing, dude.
Which after then, he actually was really nice. Yeah. He was really nice to me. He literally told me nobody's ever talked back to him like that. And I was like, this is the problem. I shouldn't have to for you to realize that you're being a complete fucking asshole.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm allowed to cuss on this.
No, yeah, we've been cussing and swearing and all that good stuff on the show. So, fuck, shit, damn, I don't know. What other ones are there? I'm probably gonna bleep that last one. Gonna be like beep boop beep. Oh, jeez. Well, I think that might be enough recounting of traumas today. So. Thanks for being here, Ashley.
Dude, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
You're beautiful, and we always talk about meeting beautiful people and stuff, and you are one of the best people I've ever came into contact with. I'm not crying. And you make my shift every time that we're working together. And I just want you to know that I'm forever grateful of that place just because of you.
Oh, wow. Wow. Thank you.
Of course.
My heart is singing right now.
Yes.
I love you. I'm so glad to have met you. And it's people like you that make these experiences livable and worth going to the shift.
I love
people
you.
like you. I love you. Well, that's it. That's all we have today. You guys, thanks for listening in. And I may or may not do another one of these. I haven't decided yet. It's pretty fun. I might get some other of our coworkers in here to talk shit, and it would be fun. So may or may not hear from me again. If not, thanks for listening, and I hope you have enjoyed it. Goodbye.